Welcome everybody to the webinar. My name is Eric Johnson, creator and CEO of Teamzy. Excited to be here with you this evening. We're going to have some fun. Tonight I'm going to show you how to get started right with Teamzy so you can become a Power Hour boss. So let's just jump right in. And at the end, we'll do some Q&A. So if you have questions that come up during the presentation tonight, feel free to load them into the Q&A. There's a button right there. And I'll answer those at the end. Sound good? Cool. All right. So here we go. Get started right with Teamzy, become a Power Hour boss. A little bit about me, for those of you who haven't met me before, as I told you, I founded the company, but before Teamzy, my background was in coaching and consulting. I've been a professional business consultant, 16 years, helping people build their business. And gosh, actually it's been 18 years now. I got to update that number. Yeah, 18 years. Helping people build their business based on relationships. I fell into direct sales by accident about 5 years ago. I don't know what your guys' story is, but I found some products that really helped me, and I was excited about sharing those with people. I wasn't a distributor. I was just telling people what I was doing. And then finally my wife told me, babe, go look at this. You might be able to actually get paid for all the people you're recommending to them. So I took a look at it, and sure enough, I thought, wow, this is a great opportunity for a little something extra on the side. See, even though I had a career and I had, a decent, income and was well respected in my industry, I've got a family, 4 kids, and, we were just kind of in a stuck place. We were doing okay, but we just weren't getting ahead. And there was no way I could really grow my business anymore. I was pretty much at the top of that industry and just kind of felt stuck. So direct sales network marketing seemed like a great way for me to create a little extra income on the side, something that could build and grow and help us get to the next level financially. The challenge that I had was that I was just so busy, I didn't really have time to do it. I don't know if you guys can relate to that, but when I looked at my calendar, I honestly only had maybe 1 hour a day. And so I thought, I really think this is the answer. I just need to figure out how to do all of my income producing activities in that 1 hour so that I can get this done. So I started looking for some tools to help me leverage my time so that I could do that. So I could be efficient with my time and not waste it just being busy, which is what so many people do, right? And so I started looking for a system that would let me do the activities that I knew I needed to do to be successful. I wanted a way to stay in touch with all of my contacts, with everybody, right? Because I know relationships are the key to this business. So the more people I knew that I could stay in touch with, the better. Also, I wanted a system that told me when to contact them and when not to contact them. I don't want to spend all day planning. I just wanted something I can turn on and go and do, right? I wanted to know what to say to people so that I could start great conversations and help them without alienating them, burning bridges, and coming across wrong, right? So I needed to kind of know what to say. And I wanted a system that let me follow up seamlessly so that nobody ever falls through the cracks. I didn't think it was that much to ask, honestly. So I started looking for something that would let me do this. There was one more thing I needed too. It just had to be easy for me to use because I don't like having to work hard to use software. I just wanted to make my life easier. So we started looking around, and you probably know where the story's going, and it didn't exist. So we built it. Okay, so we built it. And that's what we're going to see tonight. That's Teamzy. Just to give you some background in Teamzy, we've been in business now about 3.5 years. And in that time, we've had more than 80,000 network marketers use Teamzy, which is, man, just saying that number is so humbling and amazing to me. And it's been an honor working with all of them, just as it is with you that are on this call tonight. And just so you know that people that are actively using Teamzy, they're doing it consistently. They're averaging 21 new customers and 9 recruits over a 90-day period. Okay, so it's not bad, pretty good. We'll take those results. Okay, I think that's the intro. Let's jump in real quick into Teamzy. First off, if you're not using Teamzy already, go to teamzy.com and start a free trial. It's free for 30 days. We don't charge you. We don't ask you for your credit card number or anything like that. We don't do anything tricky. We just want you to try it out and see if you love it. Okay, and if you love it, you can continue on with us. So go to teamzy.com and start your free trial if you have not already done that. Let your teams know about the free trial too. It's pretty cool. We do a full month of free trial because I believe that you can generate income in 1 month. So I want you to get it for free. Everybody has the same opportunity to create income and then become a Teamzy user. Okay, when you first log into Teamzy, it brings you into the setup wizard automatically. The setup wizard is designed to help you set up Teamzy, make it easy for you. So you're looking at the first screen here. There's a little welcome video from me. We'll skip that today. Your first task is going to be setting your income goal. Just an income goal. How much income would you like to be earning a year from now? So this is your annual amount of income a year from now. Okay. You can see I've already set my goal to $150,000 a year. So you can slide this. Let's say you want to go higher than that. Great. You slide it up. But notice that when you make your goal higher, the amount of work you need to do each day to hit that goal goes up too. And it goes the other way if you go down. Okay. See, we've worked with enough people that we know how much activity you need to do to hit your goals, right? So now you have a game plan. Look, I'm going to put my goal to 150. And so Teamzy is letting me know that I need to connect with 9 prospects, 6 customers, and 4 distributors on my team each day for a year to hit that goal. Okay. And by the way, that's 5 days a week, not 365 days. It's 5 days a week. Okay. So, but if I do that consistently for a year, I'm going to hit my goal. All right, let's go to the next page. Oh, one more thing, by the way. If you're a 6-figure earner, there's a little note up here. If you're already a 6-figure earner or above in your business, you're going to set the goal for the year based on how much you want to grow. You want to grow your income by 100,000? Great. Set your goal to 100,000. Make sense? You don't need to set the goal for the income you already have. Okay, next. Next thing we're going to do is get all your contacts into Teamzy. Get them all in one place, organized. No more chasing down pads of paper or sticky notes or digging through your phone trying to think, who should I reach out to today? Put it all in Teamzy in one place. We're going to help you get your back office, your team, your customers, your Facebook friends into Teamzy, all your contacts. This way, Teamzy is going to, and I'll show you in a second, it's going to intelligently create a list for you every day based on all the contacts you put in. It's going to tell you who to connect with every day. You won't have to think about this. How cool is that? I know. All right, so let's go on to the next thing. So now we're just about ready to launch. Here's our Teamzy dashboard. Just want you guys to see this if you haven't been in here yet. This box here with that big pink square, this is for when you're new. It helps you go through all the setup steps, okay? Once you're done with all those steps, that thing will disappear. But here's what I want to show you on our dashboard. See where it says today's activities? These are the goals that we just set and set up. Okay, these are the goals. So you can see my goals to connect with 9 prospects. I've done 0 so far today. 6 customers, 4 distributors. So those are my daily connect goals. By the way, when I say connect, I don't mean cold invite or throw up on somebody or try to send them a video and get their opinion on it. I'm talking about just connecting just to make somebody's day. Okay, just saying hello to make somebody's day. We call it the make someone's day mindset. I want you to live there. Live in the make someone's day mindset. We're going to start conversations organically, naturally, not salesy, and have conversations. Okay, those conversations will lead to opportunities to do the next goal, which is invites. See that goal for 3 invites? That's where I'm actually inviting somebody to join my team or to buy my products. Okay, so my goal is to do that 3 times a day, but I'm going to connect with 19 people. So I'm going to, statistically find some opportunity in a few of those conversations. And then I have a goal to add new people to Teamzy every day, just constantly putting new people into Teamzy, meeting new people and adding them. Okay, so those are my daily goals. Right here in the Power Hour, this is where we work. Okay, this is where we work. So there's on the left side of my lists, my prospects, my customers, my distributors, and my follow-ups list. Okay, 4 lists. Each list gives me 5 names at a time. That's on purpose. That's to keep me focused and from getting overwhelmed. Okay, don't worry. Every single person that's in Teamzy is in Teamzy. They're over here on the team page. I'll show you that in a second. But that's where your whole list lives. That's your whole CRM. But on the dashboard, we're going to look at 5 at a time. That's just so we can get to work focused. On the right-hand side is where we log the activity as we go. Okay, so this lets us really crank through these connections without thinking too much and without wasting too much time. We can get all these conversations started and logged as we go, and then we can focus on actually talking to people. How cool is that? Okay, so before we jump in here and I show you the Power Hour workflow, there's one more thing I need to show you. I want you to notice next to everybody's name is a number. You see those numbers? These are their star ratings. We rate our relationships on a 5-star scale, just like you're used to with Yelp or Amazon or anything else, right? We rate our relationships. By rating relationships, Teamzy can intelligently create your list every day based on the priority you set with your relationships. So you don't have to think about it. So it's kind of like unpacking the dishes in the kitchen. You just get in here and cook every day. You don't have to think about it. Everything's where it's supposed to be. Make sense? So let me just show you really quick how to do the rating or the ranking, however you want to say it, of your relationships so that Teamzy's ready to go every day for you. So I'm going to toggle over to the team page really quick. The team page, again, is where your full CRM is, where everybody's listed. And you can see if I click on somebody, it highlights their rating. I can change that, by the way, just by clicking on it. See that? Or from the drop down next to their name, I can change their rating. Pretty cool, right? But I also have a rank mode that lets me do my whole list at once. And this is what you want to do during setup. You want to come in here and you'll be able to scroll down your list and rate people. Now, let me just explain to you what these ratings mean really quickly so that you have a better idea of what they do. A 5-star relationship is somebody you feel is most likely to become a customer or a distributor, or they're an existing customer or distributor that's a rock star. Okay. 5-star people are your best friends, your closest family members. They're the people who trust you the most. They're going to show up on Teamzy first, and they're going to come back every 30 days automatically. Every 30 days, they're going to cycle through, and you're going to get a reminder to connect and make their day, work on that relationship. A 4-star relationship is somebody likely to become a customer or distributor, maybe with a little bit of nurturing, right? These are your friends and family, just not your closest ones. These are your distributors and your team members who are the solid performers. 4-star people come up after the 5-star people, and they show back up every 60 days. They come back every 60 days, okay? Now, 3-star people could really go either way. You just don't know. In fact, 90% of your list will probably be 3-star people. And 3-star people, they'll come up on your dashboard after your 4-star people, and they come back, they cycle through every 90 days. Okay, so 3-star people cycle back every 90 days. 2 stars are getting a little bit colder. They show up every 120 days. Does this make sense? So the more stars, they come up first and more often. Make sense? Okay. Now, what's cool about this is once you've kind of gone through, and remember, 90% of your list will be 3 stars. And when you put people in Teamzy, they're going to come in by default at 3 stars, which means you only have to rank 10% of your list. So what I want you to do is just scroll your list and look for 4s and 5s, the people you feel really good about. And when you see somebody that you think should be a 4 or 5, you just click on them and they're done. Okay. It saves as it goes. Make sense? Okay, so you don't need to spend a lot of time on this, but you do need to spend a little time on this, okay? Because setting this up will make Teamzy so much easier to use. Okay, so now let's go to the dashboard. Now that we've done our ranking, we're ready to work and ready to do a power hour. And we never have to do that step again, right? Of course, you'll change people's ranks a little bit as you go, but you'll never have to go through the whole list and do it again. How cool. All right, so now we're ready to do our power hour. So when you do a power hour, always work from left to right. Okay, always work from left to right. Start with your prospects. Now, once you get cooking in Teamzy, you're going to want to start with your follow-ups because it's exciting. But I want you to get in the discipline of starting from your prospects always, because that way you'll always keep that pipeline full. Make sense? Okay. So here's what we do. We're going to start with our prospects. We're going to go up with who's up next. And that happens to be Jay Lisa Swain. So we're going to connect with Jay. Now, you can connect with people however you want. You could message them, text them, call them, have coffee with them, whatever. You can log all of those in Teamzy, okay? Now, I'm going to use Facebook Messenger for the demonstration tonight because that just happens to be how I like to communicate with people because the response rate's so great. So I'm going to message Jay on Facebook. I've got Facebook open right here in a separate tab. We're ready to go, okay? Cool. All right, so now I'm going to get ready to message her, and what the heck do I say? This is where I used to get stuck. What do I say to Jay? How do I start a conversation with her? How do I not come across as an icky salesperson or whatever? Listen, this was a major challenge for me. And as I figured it out, I realized it was a challenge for other people too. So we built the scripts library into Teamzy to help you. So right here, just go to scripts and get one. Okay, they're super easy. They're conversational, not salesy. So I'm going to get one for Facebook. Great. I'll take the first one off the list, connect one. Here's how it reads. Hi, Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. Super simple, right? It's just an icebreaker script, you guys. The goal is just for her to smile and go, oh, wow, that was really nice, right? So I'm going to copy the script. I clicked copy script to do that. I'll actually just paste it in Teamzy so I can edit it a little without sending it with errors. So I changed the name to Jay because Jane is just a sample name, right? Maybe put some emoticons in the message. I like emoticons. It's a little smiley face, a little something, something here. Here we go. So now I've got the message kind of prettied up the way I want it. Again, don't spend too much time on that because you could get stuck here. And it's better to err on the side of action. So I've highlighted this so I can copy it. And now I'm just going to actually send this message in Facebook. So I'll just look her up real quick. There she is. And we'll send her the message. Okay. Paste it in there. Hi, Jay. Just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day's awesome. Send. Done. Super easy. I'll toggle back to Teamzy and let's log that. So that was a Facebook message. And you see the blue button that says log connect. That's how you log a connect. Let's click it. So that connect is logged. You can notice now I've got 1 done, 8 left, and Jay's gone off my list. My list has slid up. Next person that's up is Katie. Now I recommend just use the same script. I've still got it on the clipboard, paste it in there and change the name. Oops, I hit the wrong button. There it is. Name is ready, and just go boom, copy, toggle over to Facebook or however you're sending the message, send the message and log it in Teamzy and keep going. Now 2 down, 7 left. Now notice this little blue circle starting to fill in. As I go, that will fill in. When I get to my goal, which in my case was 9, it will be a solid blue circle. That's my visual cue that I'm done prospecting for today. And I can toggle to the next list, which is customers. So you're going to keep messaging whoever's up next down your prospects list until you're finished for the day. Now, if you take a minute to rank your list like I showed you, then you'll be talking to people you know for the first few weeks, but you will get to a point where names will come up, people you barely know or you have never talked to, maybe because you're friends on Facebook or whatever. I just encourage you to just go ahead and message them as they come up. Okay, don't second guess it, just message them. It's not going to take you but a second, and you never know what you uncover, right? You never know what you uncover. You'll either find out that you've got a relationship or you don't. Okay, so we're going to go down our prospects list until we're done with prospects, and then we'll go to customers. We'll start messaging customers the same way. So Cosimo comes up next. I'm going to go get a script. Again, I've got scripts in here for customers, so you don't have to think about this. Let's get one like, how about this one? Hi, John, how are you enjoying the products? Whatever he's using. Send me an update. Let me know how I can be of help. Hey, do me a favor. Throw up in the chat, guys, what company you're with. And then I will customize this script for one of you. Just throw in the chat what company you work with. So I'm going to put that script in there, put the name right. Okay, here I got chats happening. Let's see here. Isogenics. Okay, great. Melaleuca, Juice Plus, Premier Designs, Tastefully Simple. Cool, guys. A lot of good stuff. Okay, great. So how are you enjoying? Let's just do one that probably will hit several of you. How are you enjoying your shakes? Send me an update. Let me know how I can be of help. Just simple messages for your customers. You guys, you don't have to be salesy. You just need to be in touch, right? And again, I'll go in, I'll send this to him on Facebook and log it in Teamzy. Okay, and then Addie, the next one. There's other scripts too. This is my favorite script for customers. It's so simple. This is my script. Hi, Jane, just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day today. How cool is that? People love that one. So you're going to connect with your customers the same way. Just look, you don't have to have a complicated customer follow-on program. Here's what happens with those. Nobody keeps up with them. Have you noticed that? And the last thing you're going to be able to do is duplicate that with your downline. It's too complicated. So just throw them all in Teamzy, rank them up, and just as they come up, message them. You'll be in touch with everybody this way, right? And some magical things happen when you're in touch with your customers, when you're in regular contact with them. Not only is it excellent service, how many of you want to provide excellent service? Probably, right? But when you're in regular contact with customers, they order more products and they retain longer. Okay, I'm just going to say that for you guys again, because it's a statistical fact. When you're in regular touch with customers, they order more products and they retain longer. That's something we all want, right? Now, real quick, you guys have a button that lets you raise your hand here so I can see your hands. How many of you have at least one customer that you just love and you'd love to have some more like that person? Can you think of somebody like that? Where do you guys go to find those people? Where do you go find those new customers? Do you know where to look? I'm going to tell you right now. The best place to find a great new customer is from your current customer. Okay, I'll just say it again. The best place to get a great new customer is from your current customer, because your current customer is loving the products. They're having a great time. They're getting results, right? Guess what people do in that situation? They tell other people about it. We all do it. This means that your customers, and those of you who raised your hands, actually had a specific person in mind. And that person is talking about your products to their friends and family already. Okay. Now here's another stat. 86% of people say they make purchasing decisions based on a recommendation of a friend. So your customer is talking about your products to their friends who are now likely to purchase. The question is this: are you getting introduced to those people? Are you getting introduced to them? And if the answer is no, it's probably because you're not in regular contact with them. That's step one: be in regular contact with them. Then it's easy to start conversations and ask them, hey, who are you talking to? I'm sure that you're telling friends and family about these amazing products. Is there anybody that you care about that needs more information? I want to make sure I'm taking care of your people first because I love you so much. Does this make sense? And then just get into, okay, great. Who is it? Great. Could you introduce me to her so I can get her some information? Get introduced. You got to get introduced to the people they're talking to, but you can't do that if you're not in contact. So here we go. I'm putting it on a silver platter for you. Teamzy, super easy system. You put your customers in there and you just stay in contact as they come up. Okay, just send them a little message. Great. When you're done with your customers for the day, my goal was 6. That circle turns pink. I'll toggle over to my team and I'll start connecting with members of my team. Just, hey, just checking in. How's everything going? Do you need anything? Congratulations on your first sale. Wow, you signed up a distributor. Good for you. Just quick messages to let my team know I'm watching, that I care, that I love them, that they're part of something important. Right? That's why we named it Teamzy. It's called Teamzy because we want you to build your team and build that relationship with them. People need the one-on-one contact with you. Again, this is a simple way to stay in touch with your team, even when you have a huge team. You know, if I have anybody on this call who's got thousands of people on their team, you can get your personally sponsored people in here and all your leaders in here, right? And you can be working with those guys. It's still a great way to stay in touch with them. I've talked to many leaders with huge teams, and they until Teamzy, they're not even talking to their personally sponsored people personally. They're doing everything as group chats and group stuff. And I want you guys to know that that's the whole point of this business, is the personal connections, right? Okay. So the first half of our power hour is prospects, customers, distributors. We're going to send those messages out. Now, I'm just going to give you a couple of tips on this. Some people will respond immediately, and you don't need to run off and have the conversation yet. Finish all your outgoing messages first so you don't get sidetracked, okay? And then you can have those conversations. My second tip is when people don't respond, and a chunk of these people won't respond, I don't want you to worry about them. You don't have to think about them. You don't have to set a follow-up with them, nothing, because they're in Teamzy. They're going to come back automatically based on their number rank. 30, 60, 90, 120 days, depending on the rank you gave them. They'll just come back automatically. So just pick them up again next time. Okay. I had a gentleman in my business that I messaged every 3 months for a year and a half. And he never responded. And then when he did respond, he was ready to join the business. He'd been watching and doing research, but he wasn't responding. So, you know how much time I spent in a year and a half on him? Probably a total of 5 minutes. His name came up, I sent him a message, I moved on with my day. Does this make sense? Okay. The next half of our power hour is our follow-ups list. Now you can notice there that there's no follow-ups scheduled. Follow-ups aren't automatically set up in Teamzy. You need to put people there. And so what I do, what this list is designed for is these are the people you've invited to join your team or you've invited to try your products. Okay. So as you're having conversations with people, just making their day, reaching out, and they respond, oh my gosh, great to hear from you, Eric. How are you? You start to have a conversation. Your goal is to have a conversation, to listen, to ask questions, to find out what's going on in their life and see if there's a way you can help them. Make sense? And it'll be natural for you to share what you're doing, what you're passionate about in the same conversation. And if you feel like there's some interest there, then just ask them. Would you like to learn more about what I'm doing? Would you like to try these products? And that's why I said 3 out of 19, for example, was my goal. I'm going to connects with 19 people. 9 of them might not respond. Now I'm connecting with 10 people. Out of 10 conversations, I'm hoping 3 will have some interest. I'll invite them to something. Make sense? And then I put them on my follow-ups list. Those are the people that are my leads for my business. I'm following up professionally with them. Does this make sense? So let me give you an example. We sent our message out to Jay in the beginning of the call. She responds, great to hear from you. Now we're having a great conversation. what's going on with you? What'd you guys do this summer? What are you up to? Great. How are the kids? What are you doing? How's work? It's been, she tells me about her work. What about you, Eric? What are you doing? I tell her about my business and why I'm so passionate about it. She says, oh, good for you. And then I say, would you like to learn more about it? You'd probably be great at this. And she says, sure. Right? I make it sound easy, right? Well, it gets easy when you do it a lot. So here's what happens. She's interested now in learning more. So now I'm going to look her up and log an invite with her in Teamzy. So see this lookup bar at the top? This lets me look anybody up that's on my list. Okay. And there she is. This is her full contact record on the team page. I can open up the connect box and see on the bottom left where it says invite. That's what I'm going to click to go to an invite. So let's say I'm going to invite her to a business opportunity meeting. We're going to talk about the business. So I chose my invite type, and we're going to talk about biz opportunity. Okay, great. And so we're meeting and talking about it. She's going to think about it, and I'm going to follow up with her tomorrow, let's say. So see right here where this little calendar is, this is my follow-up. So let me set it for tomorrow. So when I log an invite and set a follow-up, this now, let's say it was in person, just for fun. Okay. When I log that connect and that invite, you can see now it puts her on my follow-ups list. Okay, so when I go to the dashboard, let me just show you a couple things. One, the invite is logged. And on my follow-ups list, you can see I have a follow-up with Jay due tomorrow. This effectively takes her off my prospects list and puts her on my follow-ups list. Now she lives here, and this is where I'm going to keep her and connect with her because she's shown some interest. Okay? So tomorrow, when I do my power hour, I connect with my prospects, my customers, my distributors. I look to see if I have any follow-ups due. I'll have one due with Jay. So I'm going to send her a follow-up. Here's how you do it. Go to scripts, just like we did on regular connect, and grab a follow-up script. Now look, I've put 10 of these in here and ordered for you in order. They're numbered. Follow-up number 1 is this one. Here it is. Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Right? Great follow-ups. Great follow-up right there. Let's use it. Copy that script. We'll put it in here. Okay, get the name right. Jane is close to Jay, but not quite right. So look, I've got the name right. I'm ready to send this. I'm going to toggle over here, look her up on Facebook. Oh, look, she's still up. That's convenient. We'll send her this follow-up message. Okay. There it is. I'm sending that to her. It's sent. We'll toggle back to Teamzy. Okay. Now, when I log this follow-up, make sure you set a new one. Just click on follow-up, set a new one. So let's say I'm going to follow up now in 2 days. Great. I can leave myself a note, by the way, which I love. I'm going to do follow-up number 2 next time I follow up. So I see that and I know what to send her and log it. So now I've logged a follow-up with her. And so that's my power hour. Connect with prospects, customers, distributors, right? And then out of the conversations that creates, I'm going to invite people, put them on my follow-ups list. So then I'll go do my follow-ups and I'm done with my power hour for the day. Okay. So if you're starting Teamzy tonight, you might not get any invites for a week or two because you're just starting conversations. By the 3rd week, you'll start putting people on that follow-ups list. By week 4, your power hours will look like this: connecting with prospects, customers, distributors, and then going down your follow-ups list. Next time she comes up on my follow-ups list, I see follow-up number 2 is next. I'm going to go into scripts and I'm going to get follow-up number 2. Okay? Jane, just making sure you got my message, checking to see if you have any questions. Simple. Now, really quick on this. You've got the little button to raise your hands. How many of you, I'm sure you guys have heard this, that the fortune's in the follow-up, right? I want you guys to understand a statistic. 80% of sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up, okay? 80% of sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. So raise your hands if you typically follow up 10 times with somebody. Nobody. Which means that 80%, guys, 80% of the opportunities before you are falling through the cracks. Now, do you see how easy it is to use Teamzy to do your follow-ups? Functionally, it's easy, but I understand there's a mental problem with following up 10 times. How many of you can raise your hand if you feel like that would just be so annoying? People would not like you if you followed up 10 times. Now I see the hands going up. Okay, so the hand raising button works. Okay, good. I understand that. That's totally normal. That's why I'm going to teach you how to follow up right now without being annoying. Okay? There's 2 principles. If you follow these, people will love you. They'll say, thank you so much for following up. I really appreciate it. Okay, so I'm going to teach you this. But first, I want you to change your thinking because I know you guys are here because you really want to help people, right? You really want to change lives. So I'm going to give you that statistic a different way. Think of it this way. 80% of the people you could help, you won't help unless you follow up more. Okay? 80% of the people you could help, you won't help unless you follow up more, right? Which you know is true, because if you can't get them to that first step, there's no way you're going to help them. So I just want you to take on kind of my philosophy and internalize this and make it yours. And that's this: following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. Write that down somewhere. Keep it in front of you. Tape it to the mirror in your bathroom where you brush your teeth. Put it on the corner of your computer screen so you always remember following up is an act of love. And failing to follow up, even though we're worried about being annoying, failing to follow up actually communicates, I just don't care enough about you to follow up. Sorry. That's what it communicates to people. And I know you don't want to communicate that. So let me teach you how to do it without being annoying. First off, use Teamzy, use the Teamzy dialogues, the Teamzy scripts, because they already follow these principles. Okay, but I'm going to teach them to you. You can teach them to your teams. Principle number one: when you're following up with somebody, don't ask them to do anything. Don't ask them to do anything. Okay. They don't need to call you. They don't need to respond. They don't need to message you. They don't need to RSVP for the event you want them to come to. They don't need to do anything. Don't ask them to do anything. Okay, that way you won't annoy them. If you invited them properly, they know the call to action just when they see the message from you, correct? Okay, the second principle is this: when you're following up with somebody, they need to be able to read your message. They have to be able to read your message, which means no voice messages, no video messages. Okay, they have to be able to read it, and it needs to be short. Your message needs to be short enough they can read the whole thing in a split second without opening the message. Okay? So why is this so important? Because almost always when you message somebody, they're too busy right now. Do you guys experience this too when they're coming in for you? Like right now, they're too busy. The kids are crawling up their legs. The dog's doing something crazy. They're making dinner. They're driving the car. I don't know what. So the message comes in. They have no intention of responding to you right now. Maybe they can't even do it. However, we do have a deep need to see the message, don't we? We just want to see it. And so we'll just kind of look over at our phone and look at the lock screen and see what the message says. Okay? If we can read it in a split second, we're happy. We got the message. If it's too long for us to read the whole thing, now we're annoyed because we can't open it. We're not going to open it because we're not going to respond. See, this is what I want you guys to understand. Most people won't respond to any of your messages till maybe the 6th or 7th message. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just the way people are. 80% of people just won't. Okay? It's not intentional, usually. They just forget. They can't do it right now, and they forget. And here's what I want you guys to know. All of you have had people that you thought were excited and you were surprised when nothing came back but crickets, right? All of you were. You just have to keep connecting with them over time. And you follow those 2 rules so that they feel your love and your care, and they know you're not an annoying person. They just know that you're a caring person, and you just stay present with them over time. Okay, so every time you go and send a follow-up in Teamzy, set a new follow-up, keep them on your list. They stay on that follow-up list forever, guys. Once they've shown interest, you keep them there forever. You stay in touch with them forever. It won't take forever. Some people might take a year, though. Other people might take a month. I don't know. That's why you just put them on that list, and every time you do your power hour, whoever's due, you send them a new follow-up message. You just keep doing it. What will happen is this for most people: 20% of the people within 3 follow-ups, they complete their purchase, they're good to go. The rest of the people, crickets, 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 crickets. It's now been a month and a half, and you're thinking, do I even want to keep going? Do I believe Eric Johnson? Maybe he made all this up. I'll send another message, crickets. I'll send another message, crickets. And then all of a sudden, you get a response. I'm so sorry I haven't responded to your messages. Thank you so much for your follow-up. I really appreciate it. And you'll be like, wow, this works. See, people will get it. They'll understand that you're gently loving them through this process. Does this make sense? But you don't have to spend time thinking about it or worrying about it. You just go into Teamzy, whoever's up next, send them a message. If they're up next on your follow-ups list, send them a message. Don't think about it. Just know your system is watertight and you can't lose anybody. You can't screw up. And people will be incredibly impressed with your consistency and your professionalism. Okay? And so there's one last thing. Let me just show you really quick. Let's say I've been following up for a while and Jay finally converts. She buys her product. She comes in as a distributor, joining the team. Great. I see all that. So how do I do that in Teamzy? Okay, so I'm going to go to her record on the team page. You can look her up in the lookup bar, or you can just click on her name right here to jump there. And I'm going to log that we got a sale. So I'll click on the sale button. Okay. And let's say she got a distributor kit. You're going to find the sale button will have 1 or 2 or 3 options total. We just want to keep it simple. Did she buy a product? Did she buy a distributorship? Okay, great. It's just so Teamzy knows that a sale happened. And then you can go in and you can tag the products that she's using so that you know what products she got. Okay. Now what I'll do is see where it says member type right here. I'll just go over to distributor and click it. I moved her from prospect to distributor and personally sponsored. So now she'll show up on my team page, right? If I don't need to follow up anymore, I can dismiss that by going back to none. She's off my follow-ups list. She's back now on the distributors list. Make sense? That's how you take somebody all the way through the process. Okay. Now, I'm going to take some questions in a second. I see we've got one up there. If you've got questions, put them in the Q&A. I'm happy to answer them. While you guys are putting your questions in there, I'm going to really quickly just give you some action steps because I want to send you off with some good action steps. Okay. Let's see here. Where did my thing go? Oh, because I'm sharing Teamzy. I got to stop that share first. Here we go. Action steps. Okay. So here are your action steps. Go get your 30-day free trial if you have not already done that. It's at teamzy.com. Click free trial, start trial. It's free for 30 days. Let your team know about the free trial. Okay, so they can get in on this. If you're already using your trial, I recommend you set up your subscription. As soon as you get the little message at the top of the screen, which is I think the 3rd week of your trial, it says set up your subscription. Click that and set your subscription up. That way it won't close off because otherwise after 30 days it just shuts off, right? And you don't want that. So you want to keep your access. So if you're already in a subscription, set up if you're already in a trial, set up your subscription. The second action step is I recommend you choose a 30-day success partner to do the trial with you. You know, you can even pick 2 partners. Groups of 3 work great too. And just say, hey, let's do this together. Let's try this thing out. We'll hold each other accountable to our goals. What is your daily goal? Or what is you want to make 100,000. Okay, great. So what is that? How many people are you going to connect with every day? And this is what I want to do. Okay. And then what I recommend you do is when you've completed your Teamzy for the day, you go in and you take a screenshot and you send it to your partner. Look, I'm done with mine today. And by doing that, you'll push each other to get a lot out of this. Look, I'd love for you guys to go in and do the free trial. I don't want you just to poke around and do nothing. I want you to have the best month in your business so far. Okay. And by doing this and getting some partners together, you could do that right now for free. How cool would that be? And then I'm going to give you one more challenge because I love giving challenges, right? Remember, I'm a coach by trade. I'm going to give you my 5-day challenge. And here's what it is. I want you to use Teamzy 5 days in a row. That's not that big a deal, right? 5 days in a row. I want you to message 20 people each day. That's 100 people in 5 days. Okay. Just whoever's up next, just message them. You could use the same message all 100 times. I don't care. I just want you to do it. Because what's going to happen, you guys, is that it will completely change the way you think about your business. It will, first of all, it's going to blow your mind. You're going to be overwhelmed with how many people actually respond and want to talk to you. And you'll no longer believe the story that maybe you've told yourself that nothing's happening or that your warm market's dead or that, right? Nor will you ever believe those stories when your team tells you, because you know now what you can do in just a few days of following a system and really pouring yourself into people. Make sense? Okay. There's your action steps. Now let's see if you guys have some questions for me. I'll be happy to answer them. The Q&A button is at the bottom. Make sure you put them in there, okay? One so far. Sheila says, when I rank my prospects, do I need to put a follow-up date after I've done the connect? No, you do not need to do a follow-up date, Sheila, because they will just come back. So if they're a 5-star person, they'll just come back on the list 30 days from now. The only time I would do a follow-up is if you're talking to a prospect and they're interested and you've invited them to something, then you follow up with them. Otherwise, just let them flow through the Teamzy flow. Make sense? You don't want to fill your follow-ups list up with people that aren't interested in the business. You just want to let them cycle through. So when you're connecting with prospects, customers, and distributors, those are just connects to build relationships, to learn more about them, to find ways to serve them and help them. And the follow-ups list are the people who are you're actively, trying to help them make their purchase or join your team. Hopefully that helped. All right. Anyone else have any questions you want to throw up in the Q&A before I bless you and send you on your way? Oh, another one just popped in there. There we go. There we go. A couple more. Mark says, where do we put current customers? How do we have them listed as customers and prospects and not prospects? Right now, I have everyone in prospects. Okay, great. So Mark, when you bring your customers in, when you upload that list from your back office, there's a little button that you can click that says these are customers, and it would put that whole list into customers. Okay. However, it is quite easy to move people over unless you've got hundreds of people that are customers. You can do it manually. Let me show you how to do it. So I'm going to go into Teamzy. Here we go. So if I go to my team, okay, and I click on prospects, this is where you say you have everybody, right? And right here in this little menu, it's 3 little dots. Click on that, and I go to type mode. See where it says type mode? This is my member type. Now, what I can do in type mode is I can go down my list, and if I see people who should be on a customer list, I just click on customer, and they're moved. Okay, so let's say Raven's supposed to be a customer. I click on her, she's moved, she's gone, she's moved over to that list. So you can quickly go down your list like this and move them over. Does that make sense? And when you're adding contacts to Teamzy, it's going to ask you, see the drop down, what are these people? Okay, so hopefully that answers your question for you. And the question was, what about my current customers? I just want to throw one thing out there, and that is past customers you should have on the customer list too, because staying in touch with past customers, more often than not, they'll come back. Okay, so stay in touch with them, treat them as customers for life. Okay, hey, why isn't it opening my Q&A? Do I have to stop? There we go. Nope. It's weird, it wouldn't open that. Okay, let's look at it here. Oh, there it is. Okay, great. Sheila says on the challenge is 20 a day over the 4. So I'm thinking she's guessing, okay, it's a 5-day challenge. I want to do 20 a day. So 100 people in 5 days, if that makes sense. 100 people in 5 days. And that's not in addition to what's in Teamzy. Just, if your Teamzy goal is 15, then you're going to do 20. If makes sense? Okay. Oh, Sheila says, explain the dailies. Can you please explain the dailies? So dailies are, okay, so just really quick. Obviously, there's a lot to building a successful business, right? More than just these proactive activities, but there's activities that are essential to your success. So we put these dailies in Teamzy for you to check off each day. Let me just show you this real quick. Go back to Teamzy. So there's certain things that we know you need to do every day to be successful. And so we put them here to check off when you've done them. And if you're not doing them, it's probably going to annoy you that the dailies are here. And that's a good thing. I want them to bother you because I want you to use them. So look, you need to be posting on social media, sharing your story. So did you do that today? Yes, check it off. Did you do some personal development work today? Did you listen to a blog or read a blog or listen to a podcast or listen to an audiobook or read a book today or take a class? This counts, by the way. I would count this webinar. So you guys being on this webinar tonight, you can check it off today, personal development, right? Did you use your products today? Were you a product of your product? Check it off. Okay, use your products and share about it. And then, of course, exercise. Successful people exercise. You need to get some exercise in your day. Check it off. So those four will always be as dailies. And then you can add new ones. I've added devotional to mine. That's just another thing that I feel is really important every day. So I've added that to mine. So you can add new ones that you want in addition to the 4 standard ones by clicking this edit button right here. And it allows you add custom dailies. Okay, how cool is that? Pretty cool, right? Mark says, how do I remove wear jewelry or change it to something else? Well, Mark, isn't that your business? Is that your business, wearing jewelry? So that one is going to be, that's why it's there, because that's the relevant thing for your business is showcasing your products. Okay. So if you're not going to do that, I don't know if that's not applicable to you, it's just going to bother you. There's no way to change the 4 core ones. Or just wear the jewelry. Just wear the jewelry, man. Just lean into it. Let's do it. Come on. All right. What else do we have? That looks like we got them all answered. Hopefully that was really helpful. Listen, I'm incredibly honored and humbled that you're here with me tonight. Thank you for trusting me enough to try out Teamzy. Welcome to our Teamzy family. We're excited to have you. We will pour ourselves into you to help you be successful. All we need you to do is show up and do the work. Thanks so much for being here, you guys. God bless you. Have a great night. Talk to you soon.